The gold mafia is bigger than the government, bigger than any of the authorities.
A senior diplomat from Zimbabwe has agreed to launder more than $1 billion in cash in what he believed to be a meeting with Chinese gangsters.
Seen by many as a man of God, Uebert Angal is at the peak of the religious and financial wall of Zimbabwe. He is loved by many, hated by none. He is seen as the prophet of God by his followers. He is the man of miracles that made many prophecies that came true. With an estimated net worth of $60 million and extremely charitable, he was an angel to the people of Zimbabwe and many others around the world. That is until he was exposed as a corrupt pastor by the Al Jazeera Gold Mafia documentary. This is the story of Uebert Angal, the most corrupt man in Zimbabwe. Uebert Angal was born on September 6, 1978, in Zimbabwe. His birth name is Uebert Mudzanire. His birth parents are Simon and Rose Mudzanire. He grew up in a Christian family that was very religious. Angal was born and raised in the Zimbabwean city of Masvingo. Masvingo, previously known as Fort Victoria, is a city in southeastern Zimbabwe. The city has more than 100,000 people and counting in 2008. There is not a lot of information of him growing up, but from an early age, Angal was relentless in wanting to succeed. His family was poor and he grew up in a poor country, but Angal was determined to change his fate and break the cycle of poverty forever. He wanted to have a better chance of becoming successful. He knew that he will need to further his academic studies to achieve this. And so, having the blessing of his parents, he decided to move to England for studies and perhaps greener pastures as well. But even Angal could not have predicted what fate has in store for him. In England, Angal focused on his studies. He knew what brought him there, and he was not about to drop the ball. Hardworking than most, he obtained 2 university degrees. One postgraduate degree in education from the University of Bolton and a master's degree in entrepreneurship from the University of Edinburgh. Even though Angal was making great strides in his life and studies, he never forgot his humble beginnings and his love for God. Manchester, England, 1996. Angal started a small prayer group in his home, which quickly evolved into a church. From its humble beginnings, his church became very successful. Say what you want about Africans, but we are more religious than Westerners currently. The people that brought Christianity to Africa. With the decline of Christianity in the West, and Angal, being a very religious Christian, he saw an opportunity in the West to expand his church and influence. His church grew slowly but solid, and it has drawn many followers all over the world. And presently, there are 70 branches in more than 15 countries in Europe, Africa, and the United States. With the dawn of the internet, many businesses that have not used it collapsed into oblivion. Angal knew that he had to use the power of the internet to have even more success. he started several media companies connected to his church to expand his reach. Angal was not done yet. He also owns an online Bible school, which was founded in August 2012. Since Angal grew up poor, he wanted to be a beacon of hope for the poor. He founded the Free Earth Humanitarian Organization, which works to ensure that they meet the fundamental needs of poor people. After seeing massive success in England and the Western countries at large, Angal was finally ready to spread his wings and bring his success and business opportunity back to Africa. But there were problems lurking in the dark, waiting to burst out. Problems that could destroy the massive empire that he has worked so hard to build. Zimbabwe, 2011. After spending 13 years in the grueling English weather, Uebert Angal was in Zimbabwe. He saw it as God's calling to return home, preach the gospel, and help his people attain financial freedom and independence. At this point, Angal was largely unknown to a lot of people in Zimbabwe and South Africa at large. But all that is about to change. In 2012, Angal sought to fame for performing a series of controversial miracles, including creating what he called miracle money. He claimed he had prophetic powers to produce valuable commodities such as gold, diamonds, and money that could mysteriously find its way into people's pockets and bank accounts. The sermon was so popular that he ended up traveling across Africa, performing for believers and promising them miracle money. But his magic money is just a tip of the miracle iceberg. In 2018, Angal made headlines yet again for sensationally claiming to have successfully walked on water, one of the miracles performed by Jesus Christ in biblical times. You see, this is a very controversial statement because in Christianity, only God possesses the capability to walk on water. So after much backlash, Angal claimed that he was only speaking metaphorically, but the people took what he said literally. By this point, Angal was loved and highly respected by many in Zimbabwe and other parts of Africa. But beneath all this love people have for him, there were problems that most people didn't know about, and the few people that knew about it chose to ignore it. In 2014, Angal was accused of fraud and money laundering by a former member of his church in the UK. Some Christians believe that money is the root of all evil and that men of God should not become rich. And so they criticized Angal for his lavish lifestyle, which includes luxury cars, private jets, and expensive homes.
So this is the Angal Manor, the man himself, birthday boy. Can you believe he's 41? Okay, so cameras in check, guys.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
but he was not deterred by the criticism. But there are more sinister things that threaten the downfall of his empire once and for all. Angel has been accused of sexual misconduct several times. In one of several documented cases of sexual misconduct, Angel was accused of asking a female congregant to send him nude pictures of herself on Twitter and WhatsApp. The digital communication records were authenticated by Twitter for IP addresses. Angel attempted to destroy the records, but they were retrieved and compiled into a documentary. He has faced other allegations of infidelity and has been bold and unrepentant when confronted with evidence of his wrongdoing. He said in the documentary, "You see, moral failure is not a crime. I am dealing with the law here, and moral failure is not a crime." But shockingly, despite his shady background and lifestyle, in March of 2021, he was appointed ambassador and made a presidential envoy by Zimbabwe's president, Emmerson Mnangagwa. At this point, Angel was on top of the world, with more wealth, power, and influence than he could ever imagine. But he would soon be exposed in a shocking corruption scandal that could burn the empire he worked so hard to build. This exposed him as the devil he truly is, and possibly land him in jail for a very long time. Zimbabwe, 2021. The country is under heavy sanctions by the US and international community. And Uebert Angel is one of the most influential diplomats in the country. Unbeknownst to Angel, Al Jazeera is conducting an undercover operation to expose corruption in the gold smuggling sector of the country. Angel offered to use his status as an ambassador to launder millions of dollars through a gold smuggling scheme during the undercover operation. Angel, a presidential envoy of Zimbabwe's president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, in March 2021, told reporters that he would be able to carry large volumes of dirty cash into the country using his diplomatic status. He would facilitate a scheme through which unaccounted cash would be exchanged for Zimbabwe's gold. The recipients of the gold would then sell the precious metal for legitimate money, effectively turning their cash clean. Angel and his business partner, Ricky Doolan, claimed that their money laundering operations had the approval of Mnangagwa, who has been in power since 2017, when Zimbabwe's controversial former leader, Robert Mugabe, was ousted in a military coup.
Al Jazeera's undercover reporters want to launder $1.2 billion of criminal funds by building a fictitious casino resort overlooking Victoria Falls.
Yeah. So the gold side of it, that's one of the best things you can come up with.
They're pitching to Ambassador Uebert Angel, Zimbabwe's senior diplomat.
I'm the least person anyone would suspect to do.
Okay.
That's why I can be used in doing that.
Angel says that President Emmerson Mnangagwa owns land for the proposed development.
That then is easy to dispose of and just go like, let's take this, let's put it this way, let's put it this way. I think you understand when I say that. So it becomes easy.
Dirty cash for the project needs to be smuggled into Zimbabwe undetected. The ambassador makes a call to the First Lady, Auxilia Mnangagwa. They discuss flying the cash into Zimbabwe on the presidential plane. He says the plan will succeed because it has the president's approval.
Let me just say to you, what you want to do is happening, all right? You have got the president, right? You've got his family involved.
Uebert Angel, First Lady Auxilia and President Emmerson Mnangagwa did not respond to our requests for comment.
After the documentary, which was called Gold Mafia, was aired, it went viral. And every media organization wanted a piece of it. The people of Zimbabwe were shocked to the core, and they felt betrayed by their government. Here is the thing. The people of Zimbabwe are not dumb. They always knew that their government was corrupt. However, this documentary exposed the corruption in broad daylight for everyone to see. The backlash against the government was swift. The people demanded answers from the authorities. Even though the government is cracking down on local media and trying to block them from reporting on the story, the can of worms has already been opened, and the news cannot be stopped at this point. As of now, it is very obvious what the government should do to save face. They can pin all the blame on Angel and the people shown in the undercover documentary and use them as the scapegoats. Even though Angel has been accused of some crimes in the past and he has always gotten away with it, this one is too big to be swept under the rug. It is bigger than him. It involves multiple countries. Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Dubai have all been implicated in the scandal. Angel's fall from grace was massive. The documentary exposed him for what he is: a chameleon, a green snake in the green grass, a devil masquerading as an angel to rob the people in Zimbabwe of their wealth. Surely, this must be the downfall of Angel. There is no way that he could get away with this. But Uebert Angel has not given up in this battle. His comeback will be like throwing a massive uppercut bigger than that of Mike Tyson. And this will continue to shock the people of Zimbabwe and the world at large. After Angel's fall from grace, everyone was waiting to get an official statement from him. He has many Christian followers that believe that he is innocent. And despite all the evidence from the documentary caught on tape, they are still on his side. Angel, wishing that all this nightmare will go away, said that the Gold Mafia documentary was all an act, and that his words were never real. He basically played a reverse Uno card and indicated that the undercover journalists were being investigated by the government of Zimbabwe. It is shocking to see that Angel, a supposed man of God, would stoop so low just to get away with it. Meanwhile, Angel and the people named in Gold Mafia had their accounts frozen by the Bank of Zimbabwe. The backlash came far and wide. A British member of House of Lords raises questions in Parliament about Angel. If actions are taken, it will severely harm him, since he has businesses in both countries and he has dual citizenships of England and Zimbabwe. The disgraced pastor also has his diplomatic status of Zimbabwe revoked. But the worst is yet to come, since Angel and all of the others named in the documentary are currently being investigated by the government. If they find them guilty, Angel might spend a lot of time in prison, paying for his crimes against the people of Zimbabwe. His son, who is also a pastor, posted a tweet, and a user replied with the phrase, "Your father is a thief." The son later deleted the tweet and went silent on social media. There have been demonstrations in England for the arrest and prosecution of Angel and his Gold Mafia crew. Some have said that Angel will sue Al Jazeera for falsely implicating him in Gold Mafia. But this is likely just Angel blowing some smoke. But the dust has not settled down yet. There will likely be more to come out of this gold smuggling saga. And hopefully, it will bring peace to the people of Zimbabwe, the real victims of the crimes against the country.
The money to be invested is not in the books in Hong Kong or China.
If it's platform, the funds are substantial.
Kamlesh Patni is one of Africa's most notorious gold dealers. He calls himself Brother Paul after founding his own church.